saw your story on Instagram. What's up with the drama on the Made in Hawaii convention? Good question. All right, guys. So what's going on in Hawaii right now is crazy. And to tell you this story, we're gonna have to go to the far land of the Big Island. But more specifically, we have to go to Ka'u. Now, Ka'u is the southernmost point in all of the Hawaii Islands. You can see right here. Ka'u's down here. It's lower than any point in all of Hawaii. And it's highlighted in red. You might be able to tell that Ka'u is a massive, massive district. It's bigger than every other county on the Big Island. With that being said, most people still haven't heard of Ka'u. And if you haven't heard of Ka'u, I don't really blame you, because Ka'u has a population less than 9,000 people. 8,679 people. That is a very rural, tiny area. You could see this stat right here. 9.3 people per square mile. To put that into some perspective for you guys, urban Honolulu has a population per square mile of 5,800. So if you never heard about Ka'u, that's totally okay. There's not a lot of people that live there. But I guarantee you might recognize Ka'u's black sand beaches. It's a very popular tourist spot, but this is what they're known for. You might also have heard our current governor, Josh Green, when he first moved to Hawaii, he lived and worked as a doctor in a rural community. That community was Ka'u. So why am I telling you all this information about Ka'u? Well, it's because a week ago, Hurricane Lala passed through Hawaii. For the most of us, we were left unscathed. But there was one spot that hit the worst, and that was Ka'u. Homes were washed away, businesses were destroyed. Unfortunately, there was 2 lives that were lost. Rest in peace. And I think there's this one picture that really captures the feeling in Ka'u right now, which is this. This is a picture that shows a casket washed up out of a graveyard. I feel like this picture not only helps us visualize how bad the flooding was, but also it captures the sadness that the Ka'u community is currently facing. At the same time that this Ka'u community is just starting to recover, the Made in Hawaii Festival is scheduled to happen at the Hawaii Convention Center. But if you don't know anything about the Made in Hawaii Festival, it is by far the biggest shopping event in Hawaii. It happens every year. Damn near hundreds of thousands of people go there to shop. They host hundreds and hundreds of vendors. It generates millions of dollars for business. And the cool thing about Made in Hawaii, what makes Made in Hawaii so special, is that it is exclusive for businesses that are local to Hawaii. And this event is so popular that this is what their lines look like. These lines are crazy. I heard from people this year. They told me they waited in line for 4 to 5 hours. But again, these lines to people are valid because this is such a huge popular event where people can go and support their favorite local businesses that they love. And it only happens 1 week in a year. So people think they gotta go when they have the chance. And now every single year you can expect these haul videos to begin to pop up on everyone's Instagram and TikTok. So we'll take a look.
2026 Made in Hawaii haul. Looks like a lot. It is a lot. It's a haul, you guys. Like, you guys know I'm a shopaholic, and this is all the things that I bought yesterday on VIP night.
All right, now you guys get the point. People go shopping at Made in Hawaii and they post on Instagram everything that they bought. This happens every year. Now I want to take you through a scenario. Imagine you're sitting at home, you're scrolling Instagram, and right after you see this video, you get this post. It's the tale of 2 different things happening in Hawaii at the same time. One is highlighting Made in Hawaii and all this money I'm spending. The other is disaster just struck and people are devastated. People are going through hard times. And this is where the controversy starts, because people started publicly criticizing Made in Hawaii, the event itself, but also the people who were shopping there.
You know what grinds my gears? You know what really burns my spam? What puts a fucking rock in my rice cooker? When there's 70,000 people standing outside Made in Hawaii, ready to grab cheap Chinese shit while there's people literally dying in Ka'u. People have lost their homes, they've lost their houses, they've lost everything that they own. These are families without power for what, like a week now, without food, without basic necessities for themselves and their kids, their kupuna. There are kupuna that are still trapped in their homes, and 70,000 people can show up and stand in line to buy shit that they don't need. I'm just Blown away.
Okay, so the first piece of criticism is why are people shopping and spending their money when there are people who need help? But it doesn't end there, because there is also this. Promoting your business for Made in Hawaii during a disaster and being silent on the devastation in your home is next level fucking nails. The question that she has is, why are these local businesses promoting themselves when they could be using their platforms to talk about ka'u? That's not all. It doesn't end there. There's a third thing that Made in Hawaii started being criticized for, which is this. These are comments from Made in Hawaii post. Overpriced. Lots of these stuff are not made in Hawaii. Design in Hawaii, made in China. It should be called shipped to Hawaii, LOL. As you can see, they have a lot of likes. This criticism is the authenticity question. Are things really made in Hawaii or not? You'll also get videos like this one. 13,000 likes, calling Made in Hawaii actually more like Made in China festival. Now, here's what the festival themselves actually says. That products at Made in Hawaii must have at least 51% of the value added to the products must be from Hawaii. Whether that comes through manufacturing, through design, fabrication, production, whatever, 51% in Hawaii. So, quote unquote, Made in Hawaii doesn't mean every ingredient, every material, every component was actually made in Hawaii. And the question had turned into, what should it truly mean to be made in Hawaii? And this is where, to me, it becomes an even bigger problem outside of the event itself, because Hawaii as a state, we are massive importers. Look at these numbers. We import $208 million worth of goods, and we export $32 million worth of goods. That's a negative $176 million trade deficit. There's a very small percentage of things that are actually made in Hawaii and exported out. This means realistically, what truly is and how much things can actually be 100% made in Hawaii. This is where I think the event criticism begins to fall apart, okay? Because businesses that made in Hawaii are not the enemy of ka'u.
Maka ainana. I'm talking to you, Maka ainana. Forget about all the holidays and everybody else. Maka ainana, I'm talking to you guys. We need to stop spreading hate about the Made in Hawaii. You guys know who we are. We are Hawaiians trying to make a living. We hand make our stuff. Forget about all the other people that you guys talking about. We all over here from Niihau, Kauai, Lanai, Maui, Molokai, Big Island, the disaster areas. We spend everything for BOV in the Made in Hawaii. You guys know that. We invested everything for BOV here, and you guys still spreading all these hate videos about Made in Hawaii. Only get 800 vendors. 800 vendors. And they all from your villages. We're all from the same place. You guys attacking us. You guys not attacking the governor, the senator, like anybody else. You guys are spreading all these hate videos. Worldwide, you guys making them. To stop going to the Made in Hawaii, or, you know, or they don't care about Big Island. Bruh, what are you talking about? We are Big Island. Our cocoa is all in the blood. We're all from everywhere. You think only Big Island need help? Bro, everybody need help. One entire year, we do this once a year. One paycheck away from being evicted. All of us, all 800 vendors. One paycheck away from being evicted, bro. Because we invest everything. We're running on credit cards for being at this event. And then you guys turning them into some type of like bad thing for our people. Slow down. This is not aloha. You guys are attacking the wrong people. You guys spreading lies about us. Nobody is doing anything bad over here. We're just trying to make our living for our family, pay off all the damn credit cards. Everybody gonna go home, and then we take our resources back to our communities. We get different villages everywhere. We get big family, bro. Everybody get big family. Nobody rolling. Nobody get plenty money. We're all struggling. So slow down. Spread aloha, spread love, spread support for the Made in Hawaii. And your opinions, I understand. Everybody get their opinions, and everybody getting hurt at Kau and everything. We get family over there. Everybody get family. But it doesn't mean that we're not trying to bring the resources back home. Hello.
So there's two sides of the story, right? And like he said, he has family, he has friends who's got affected in the Big Island. It actually turns out that many of the vendors has friends and families. Some were even directly affected by the devastation in Ka'u.
To some Made in Hawaii vendors, it's about more than just doing business. Kahanu Alcaran lives in Pahala and has spent the past week helping her family across the island rebuild.
My family was staying at my dad's house. The tree did fall on their house and everything, so we had to clean up his house before we started attending to Ka'u, but we took care of his home, and then we just started to just transport goods back to Ka'u.
She tells me making it to the Made in Hawaii festival was not a decision she or owner Renee Pu'o took lightly.
She felt really guilty for wanting me to come to Made in Hawaii and be here while we were boots on the ground tending to families. But we had a conversation that was really emotional, and I was like, I feel it's really important for me to still come. I made a commitment to do that.
That commitment is paying off, with a portion of proceeds going right back to the community.
Throughout the years, now it's her bread and butter. She's continued to use the proceeds to give back wherever. She donated before we even came here. The proceeds are going to go towards families. It's just day by day. We're just, whatever the need is, between Ocean View, Pahala, and Na'alehu, we will do.
Okay, so now we know being at Made in Hawaii, supporting businesses at Made in Hawaii is actually helping some of the affected families, because the Made in Hawaii Festival, it is an economic driver for hundreds of businesses. This is a Big Island business. This business reported to the news that this event is a make or break for them. This is make or break for us. Are you kidding me? Like, this is the biggest show in the state. Every business you talk to will say that the Made in Hawaii, they make so much money there. Sometimes it's more than the rest of the year combined. I don't know how much of you heard of this business, Coop Monsters. What they've been viral for was their Hawaii themed hair clips. These are kind of been popping up everywhere. They just did a collab with Zippies. So this is a business that has a lot of momentum right now. They actually attributed their business, quote unquote, skyrocketing due to Made in Hawaii. But the question is all this bad drama and publicity and this controversy actually hurting the businesses and the people that we're trying to support and protect? Before we could answer that question, I think it's important to understand that multiple things can be true at once. So yes, Ka'u needs money, and yes, small businesses need money, and yes, Hawaii families need affordable products, and local entrepreneurs need customers, and nonprofits need donations, and businesses need revenue to survive. To me, the question suddenly changes from, should we support Ka'u or should we support Made in Hawaii? And the question actually becomes, what do we do when different parts of Hawaii need different kinds of support at the same time? And so I wanted to give you where I ultimately land on this. What is my opinion? Because I think this controversy says a lot about where we are as a community in Hawaii. See, Hawaii has been becoming more expensive, and it's been becoming more difficult to live in Hawaii as time goes on. Everybody feels this, and this is causing a lot of people to struggle. And I think this issue is pulling apart our communities. And look, there's only so much land, there's only so much housing, there's only so much resources, attention, there's only so much consumer spending, there's only so much money that exists in Hawaii. And everybody, literally everybody and their mom has an opinion on what we as a state should do with those resources. And so what happens is we start arguing over who deserves it more. Some people say Ka'u needs it more. Some people say our businesses need it to survive. Some people say, hey, it's my money and I want to spend it on supporting local businesses that I love. Other people say, you go ahead and support those local businesses, but you're not doing enough for your community. And here's the thing. I think we're headed down a path where aloha is becoming a competition. Online, people seem to think that everyone else doesn't care enough about the problem that they care about. And I think that's actually not true. The problem isn't that people don't care. I think people care so much about Hawaii that we've begun fighting over what caring for Hawaii is supposed to look like. One person thinks aloha means giving your time, money, your resources towards disaster relief. One person thinks aloha means spending your money at local businesses and just supporting local families, people who are struggling, trying to make it in Hawaii. One person thinks aloha means using your social platforms to promote not your businesses, but to spread awareness about a community disaster. The truth is, all sides represent something real. Ka'u needs help and Hawaii small businesses need our support. But we're becoming so divided over what it means to care about Hawaii that we're starting to treat different forms of aloha like they're competing against each other. So maybe the answer isn't between choosing whether you want to support Ka'u or whether you want to support local local businesses in Hawaii. But maybe the answer will come when we ask. Why does helping one part of our community feel like we're taking away from another? What happened to the time where there was enough aloha to go around everywhere? And to me, it goes back to how difficult it's been to live in Hawaii. We've gotten accustomed to everything being so scarce. There's not enough housing. There's not enough jobs. There's not enough money. There's not enough resources. People are having to move away. We're all struggling, and it's causing this division between us. But that's not an excuse, because if we're arguing over who deserves our aloha more, then to me, it shows we already lost the plot.